you'll never be able to hurt them back enough in order to feel satiated and satisfied. Like, okay, well, now I feel better. Never. You've got to approach your spouse with a completely different orientation. One of the things I hear very often in the clinical office is deep sorrow and resentment over past hurts and betrayals in a marriage. It's really, really difficult for people to deal with some of the emotions that they experience when they feel like they've been betrayed. Sometimes it's a big betrayal, like a big deal, an affair. Man, that's a very difficult thing to try to manage emotionally. Other times it's just smaller, chronic mini betrayals, like I've spent too much money many, many times on credit cards, or I just have a hard time drawing boundaries with the in-laws, my parents or your parents, over and over and over and over again. And no matter what the betrayal is in a marriage, we're all faced with the decision of what we're gonna do as a spouse. What do we do as a spouse when we've been betrayed, when we've been hurt? Do you choose to nurse the betrayal? That's what a lot of people do. They just hang on to it, they foster that pain. The whole idea is you want to keep yourself safe. You don't want to go through that same kind of hurt again. So man, you nurse that thing and you never let it go. The other option is you can choose to truly forgive your spouse and move forward in peace and hope and joy and all the things we want to experience in our marriage. Most people that are having a hard time letting go of a betrayal, what they're doing is they're approaching their spouse in what I call a transactional manner. So in a transactional relationship, you give people what they deserve, right? I'm gonna give you what you deserve. I'll give you the most classic example of a transactional relationship. It's my relationship with Starbucks. You get it? I walk into Starbucks, I give them like $17 and they give me a small cup of coffee. That's how it works every time. I give them my money, they give me my coffee. If I gave them my money and I didn't get my coffee, I'd be pretty upset. I'd be mad. And guess what? If I took some coffee and I didn't give them money, they'd be mad at me. Why? Because it's a transactional relationship. I get what I deserve. I give what they deserve. That's how it works. If you approach your marriage in a transactional way, if you have a transactional relationship with your spouse, you are in trouble, man. I'm telling you. Here's why. You'll never give them what they deserve. You think about an affair. Oh my gosh, you're never gonna give them what they deserve. If it's a smaller little chronic betrayal, you'll never be able to hurt them back enough in order to feel satiated and satisfied. Like, okay, well, now I feel better. Never. You've got to approach your spouse with a completely different orientation. I call it a grace and mercy orientation, right? When we give our spouse grace and mercy, that means we look beyond the person that they are, the injury that they've caused in us, and we see them for the person that they almost are, that person that we know down deep. I know your heart, and I choose to see you as that person. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar to you? Well, it should, because it mirrors our relationship with God. There's a God that's bigger than us, that's looked beyond all of our shortcomings, all of our failure, our rebellion. I mean, you talk about hurt. We have hurt the heart of God so many times, yet He chooses to give us grace and mercy. And if you're struggling to let go of a betrayal, a hurt in your marriage, do not interact with your spouse in a transactional way. Focus on giving the same kind of grace that you've received over and over and over again.